Hello, Facebook and YouTube world. I am Kelly McQuaig of Grace United Methodist Church of both Alamogordo and Tularosa, New Mexico. And I'm so excited to introduce you to my good friend, Aaron Adams. Hi, Aaron. How are you today?
Good, Kelly. How are you?
Good, good. Those of you who watched previous quarantine conversation videos that I've had, you actually got to meet Aaron's wife, Alexis. She talked to us about mental and emotional health at this time. And this couple is sort of a double hitter. You know, with Alexis, you've got a focus on our mental and emotional health. And Aaron is actually in the field of total body well-being, physical health, nutritional health. And so, Aaron, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do, where you're living out your call to help people become more healthy these days.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a health educator at Camp Atterbury in southern Indiana. It's in the town of Edinburgh. And Camp Atterbury is a joint military training site. So as a health educator, I work in an Army Wellness Center, and we see soldiers on an individual basis. And we run them through some assessments. So we do some body composition assessments, resting metabolic rate assessment, and cardiorespiratory fitness assessment. And then we do some one-on-one health coaching. So kind of looking at what their goals are, what they're struggling with, every aspect of life in the sense of nutrition, just needing exercise planning, just needing to know where to start.
I see.
And we also work with people who have been avid exercisers throughout their life, and they just need a little more information on how they can progress. So we kind of hit every realm of physical health.
Cool. Well, a lot of people watching this are living in an area. We are we're a military focused community. We have Holloman Air Force Base just 15 minutes down the road. Many people within this congregation are veterans themselves, and you yourself are a veteran. What branch of the military did you serve in, and when did you serve? I think people would be curious to know.
Yeah, so I served in the Army for 3 years between 2011 and 2014 in the infantry on active duty, and that's my time in the military.
I don't think too many people here will hold it against you that you were in the Army and not the Air Force. I think most people would just be thankful for your service. So thank you for what you did, and thank you for continuing to serve our communities and our military personnel and keeping them as healthy as they can possibly be. We're in a bizarre time, aren't we? And it could be so easy for us to focus on so many other things, focus on our finances, focus on our kids, focus on relearning how to work from home, as you and Alexis are both learning how to do. Why is it, do you think, that it's important for us not to lose focus on our physical well-being? Why is caring for our physical bodies important?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always important to care for our physical well-being. And now more than ever, with the risk of the virus and everything, there's always an improvement in your immune function through exercise. So now is a really good time, if you are physically active, to maintain that physical activity, and if you are not physically active, to incorporate some more physical activity. It's only going to help your decrease your risk of even getting the virus, and it's also going to help kind of break up your day while being at home, being stuck inside.
Yeah, it can get really monotonous, can it?
Very.
Aaron helped me out on my own journey. When I first met Aaron, I was the least likely person in the world to actually enjoy exercise. I just didn't like it. But I was getting older, my body started hurting more, and I just thought, I better start taking care of myself. And that's when I first met Aaron, when I was blessed to be he and Alexis' pastor at our church in Minnesota. And I had tons of great conversations with him. And he's right. The more active I became, the healthier I've been. I mean, I literally cannot remember the last time I had a cold. I cannot remember the last time I had a stomach bug. I mean, I just feel so much better because I am in a regular habit of exercising. Now, it's been harder since all this began to keep that going because, like I said at the beginning, there's so much more to worry about, or at least I think there's more to worry about. But we really should be concerned with our bodies. And as a pastor, I'm concerned with not only how should we care for our body, but what does God want us to do for our body? Why is this important in our faith? So as a fellow Christian, as somebody who follows Jesus right along with me and right along with many other people who watch this, what do you think God cares about our bodies? Why is this important to God that we care for ourselves?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that it's important to God because he gave us these bodies to take care of.
Yeah.
And he wants to see us do our best and live our best life while we're here on this earth.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to waste that time and that chance that we have to live a healthier life. And it doesn't take a lot of time throughout your day to kind of just incorporate some exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just incorporate some to just feel better?
Yeah. One of my biggest leaps of faith, growth areas in faith as I've grown up in the faith and as I've become a pastor. And one of the things I love about the Methodist Church in particular is our focus on experiencing heaven now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not waiting until we die. I'm looking forward to that day. I'm assured in my salvation, and I'm looking forward to that day. But why wait, right? We as Methodists, we believe when we pray the Lord's Prayer, Lord, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And part of that is our physical bodies. God wants us to live abundant lives in these bodies that he's gifted us. So I'm so glad you said that. Right. God gave us these bodies and he wants us to enjoy them. He doesn't want us to be in pain or suffering in them. He wants us to enjoy them. But part of that responsibility is on us, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So a lot of people watching this may not have ever had a health routine in their life. A lot of people do, but a lot of people may not. As you think of people sitting around all day, what are your biggest concerns that you have for people when they're isolated, quarantined, at home? What are some concerns that you have that people might start to experience as they become more lethargic and just not getting out and about as much?
Yeah, absolutely. So biggest concern is just the amount of time we're spending sedentary.
Okay.
Even if we work a pretty sedentary job, we have to wake up, we have to get ready, we have to walk out the door, walk to our car, maybe walk from the parking lot into the building. At work, you're getting up, maybe taking a break here and there, walking to the break room, and maybe you're someone that walks on your lunch break. And all of a sudden that's ripped away from us.
Yeah.
Where getting ready for work is 5 steps to the kitchen table or so my biggest concern is increased sedentary time. There's a lot of evidence showing that it's right up there with smoking.
Okay. Wow.
Sedentary time and smoking are pretty equal in being detrimental to our health.
Wow.
So that's my biggest concern. Second to that, with being at home, where we have unlimited access to our fridge and pantry.
Yeah.
Now, are we making the healthiest decisions? So on top of being sedentary, we're incorporating a poor diet. So, I'm just worried about overall caloric expenditure and, overall caloric intake and which one is outweighing the other right now.
Yeah. But those potato chips taste so good, Aaron.
They do. And I'm never one to say, don't ever eat this again, or don't ever eat that again. I'm a huge believer in moderation.
Yeah. What's your favorite, this is a random question I didn't prep you on, but what's your favorite healthy snack? What's your favorite thing to eat that you like the taste of? It makes you feel good after you eat it. You enjoy eating it, but you also know it's healthy.
I would have to say peanut butter and banana, or just plain banana.
Yeah.
So,
peanut butter and anything is good, but you get a little bit of protein with that banana. That's a good snack. Absolutely. So that gets us to some of these practical things. What are some easy practical things that people can do? I don't want to overwhelm people and say they need to start an exercise routine where they're getting up every morning doing 20 minutes of, cardio or high intensity interval training or doing 30 seconds of jumping jacks mixed with this. I don't think people are ready for that. Some people are, but some people aren't. Some people just want some advice on how they can just be active. What are some easy practical steps that people can take just to bring a little bit more activity into their lives?
Absolutely. Especially with being at home.
Yeah.
So if you're working from home, or if you're just at home in general right now, one tip that I have is set a timer on your phone for 45 minutes. And every time that timer goes off, go stand up, walk around your house for 15 minutes, clean a room
Okay.
every 45 minutes. Um, go outside, just do something, just stand and move if you
Yeah.
can. Um, if you have stairs in your house, there you go. Climb up and down the stairs if you're able to. If you just have a hallway, walk back and forth in the hallway. Do
Yeah.
just kind of find little things that you can do. A lot of people don't quite think about being able to do that. Or, every 45 minutes when that timer goes off, do some body weight squats, do some
Okay.
push-ups, do something that just moves your body. We have the best piece of gym equipment attached to us at all times, our body.
Yep.
It's the most affordable weight that we have. So I'm a huge believer in incorporating body weight activity into our daily routines. And I think just setting a timer, it's just that auditory response that you hear it, you're going to do it.
Yeah, you brought up sleep earlier. Can you discuss a little bit how important it is for us to keep our sleep schedules? I think people's clocks are just being thrown out of whack. I know mine is really struggling. Why is it important that we continue to go to bed at a good time and get up at a normal time and not sleep in? Or why is it important for us to continue to go through those rhythms? Why is sleep healthy for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Sleep is healthy for us for a lot of things. The biggest thing is if we are like incorporating more exercise into our life, sleep is where you get the most amount of recovery.
Okay.
So that's the best form of recovery you can get is a healthy night of sleep. So that's my number one on why we should maintain a healthy sleep schedule. Number two is this isn't going to last forever. That day is going to come where you have to wake up earlier because you actually have to commute to work.
Yeah.
So make it a little less painful and just maintain your normal sleep schedule. I have been very guilty of not maintaining my normal sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm kind of dreading when that day comes, but but we just want to make sure that we're getting good amount of sleep because it's going to affect your physical and emotional health.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that we're just getting, the average adult needs 8 to 9 hours, somewhere between there, of sleep a night. Um, so if you can get that, try to get that. Avoid sleep disturbances like blue light from phones, TVs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just try to have healthy sleep habits of laying down in bed. If you can't fall asleep in about 15 minutes, leave your bed, go do something that you find boring or non mentally stimulating,
Okay.
come back and try again to build that healthy relationship with your bed is meant for sleep. Get that association. When I lay down, I go to sleep.
Wow, I never thought about that. Our bed was meant for sleep, and so don't fill your time there doing things that are making our minds active or just continuing those wheels turning. That great tip. And you may have answered this question when you talked about your own struggle sleeping in. What's been the hardest thing for you when it comes to either your physical health or your nutritional health? What have you struggled the most with? Because you're a real person too, and I don't want people to think that you and I are just these super beings that are great spiritually and great physically, but we struggle as well. What's been one of your biggest struggles through all of this?
I would have to say my biggest struggle is just trying to maintain a healthy diet
I see.
throughout. And I think that's just because I'm such a creature of routine
Hmm.
where if I'm not going to work, I'm not prepping the best lunch.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find that balance of being at home and eating healthy. But I know it's especially hard because once the two little ones go to bed, I can eat things that I don't want them to eat. you know? so I think it's just trying to find that balance between keeping my routine as normal as possible when it comes to my nutrition
Yep.
and just trying to avoid excessive amounts of unhealthy snacks.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. That's probably been one of my biggest struggles as well. The physical exercise, staying active, I've gotten the hang of that. But like I said earlier, those potato chips are just really good. So, and they're right
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. Somehow my physical activity has gotten better throughout this, and
Yeah.
I think it's just because I'm saving an hour and a half of driving a day,
Yep.
and I'm getting that time for physical activity.
Yep.
So I feel, I feel like I'm overcompensating in one area and undercompensating in the other, and I need to balance both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question before we're done. We've been counting our church to see what God is blessing us through this, how God is redeeming this. Where can we find joy in the midst of this? And we just call that, where do you see Jesus?
Where do you see Jesus?
In the past 2 months of staying home, where have you been blessed? During this time? Where have you seen Jesus? Where has God brought a smile to your face in your life through all this?
Absolutely. Throughout all this, I've gotten time with my family that I wouldn't get normally. Like I said, I have about an hour and a half of driving each day, and so I get time with them. I get to see my kids. We have a very little one that I got 2 weeks with, and then had to go back to work. And now I get all this time with her throughout the day. And then my son, I get all this time to play with him, and we go outside. And I think it's been even better because we started this here in Indiana in the winter, or kind of the end of winter,
Right.
where we didn't have leaves on the tree. And now I'm getting to just watch the season come and watching the new life and seeing the baby animal, little baby ducks and stuff outside. So I just get to enjoy what's around me a little more. Instead of just worrying about, I have to wake up at this time to go to work, at this time to drive home at this time. Instead of worrying so much about that, I get to just kind of take a step back and remember what's around me and what I have in my life.
Well, praise God for that. And I'm just telling all y'all watching, he has a beautiful family, so I know he's blessed to be able to hang out with them. I wish I could hang out with them more often as well. They're awesome. So, Aaron, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to share with my church and anybody else who's seeing this about how they can continue to stay healthy, physically, nutritionally, and so that we can both stay fit, so that we can fight off this virus, and also so that we can honor the bodies that God gave us. I think that's something we never need to forget, that these are gifts from God, and we have a responsibility, and that means being active, eating well, and taking care of these awesome gifts that God has given us. So thank you so much, Aaron, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Kelly. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.